2010 was a huge success for Tesla, taking ownership of the Fremont factory and going public to raise the capital needed to develop and produce the Model S sedan. Timelines for production and deliveries have been set, and now there's no room for error. 2011 is all about getting the Model S design complete and getting the Fremont factory set up for production. Here's Tesla's schedule for when the Model S is to be released.
Going to the Model S, it is on plan for first customer deliveries in mid-2012 with a slow ramp in production in the second half of 2012, reaching steady state in 2013.
In order to meet this timeline, Tesla developed the Model S in 3 stages. The first is the alpha stage for all initial testing, scheduled for Q1 of 2011. The second is the beta stage to get the cars and factory ready for production, followed by the final release candidate stage, which would be all about fine-tuning the vehicles and production lines prior to the first deliveries in mid-2012. On January 18th, we get our first look at the Alpha Model S vehicles.
The Alpha build is proceeding well. We've completed Alpha build program, which consists of building 15 vehicles, and now they're now going through intensive testing. So we're really testing every element of the vehicle: systems integration, performance, safety, cold weather performance. We've accumulated several thousand miles with pretty impressive results. And we're actually rolling what we learned from the Alpha into the beta design, and we expect to have the first beta vehicle builds around the end of summer.
February 15th, Tesla report earnings for Q4 of 2010 and report revenues of $36 million, a loss of $51 million, and ended the year with $173 million in cash on hand. Following earnings, the stock was up 8.3%. In the month of March, Tesla sues UK TV show Top Gear, following their review of the Roadster.
But then, although Tesla say it'll do 200 miles, we worked out that on our track it would run out after just 55 miles. And if it does run out, it's not a quick job to charge it up again.
You know, we're just trying to right a wrong, essentially. Tesla was really wrong by that show, and it left a negative lasting impression in the UK, particularly because that's where Top Gear is strongest. And so we just got to change that bad data point that's been conveyed.
So while Tesla battled Top Gear, we got a great insight as to how Detroit, and in this case, Bob Lutz, General Motors executive, viewed Tesla.
Elon Musk is the co-founder and CEO of Tesla Motors. Bob Lutz spearheaded GM's Chevy Volt, as you know from our previous conversation. Anybody who comes from outside thinks they can do something is going to fall on their butt.
Yeah, because what happens is they have a brilliant thought, but they have a great deal of difficulty implementing it because they underestimate the knowledge and technology and experience required to actually build a car. Elon went through quite a bit of that, and
we did go
after about 2 years of struggle, they began to think, maybe those guys in Detroit aren't that dumb after all.
Well, I never thought the guys in Detroit were dumb.
With short sellers taking an aggressively negative stance on Tesla. And Tesla's short interest is 48% of the Tesla float. Compare that to the S&P's 3.3%. This makes it one of the most hated stocks on Wall Street. Nearly every other share outstanding bet against Tesla. So the company has its haters. Why? Well, Tesla has no profits, losing money on the sale of every single of its Roadster sports cars, and the losses are accelerating. Also mounting Tesla's capital expenditures from $6 million to $20.5 million last quarter. Bottom line is that Tesla's burning through an average of $50 million in free cash flow in each of the last 6 quarters. Now, where's the money going to come from? Well, it's going to come from you and me. Tesla's received a $465 million loan from the Department of Energy. Now, that money is to be spent developing the next Tesla, the Model S. And this is the whole shooting match. Tesla's expected to make 5,500 Model S cars next year, ramping up to 20,000 by 2014. A lot of Wall Street is betting that CEO Elon Musk can't get it done.
Now, analysts are saying at the price that you're selling it at, it's nearly impossible to make a profit. Quoting Eric Noble from Car Lab, he says it's absolutely impossible. The laws of physics and accounting simply don't allow it. What's your response to that?
Well, I do actually have a background in physics. I'm not sure if he does, but there's certainly nothing in the laws of physics that would prevent us from selling the car for even potentially less than what we're selling it for right now. If you were to add up the spot market value of the material constituents in the car, it's considerably less than the price that we pay. So I'm not sure on what basis one would make that conclusion.
Throughout May, Tesla stock trended upwards. And in June, Tesla announced that it had raised $231 million, with Elon Musk investing $41 million. Also in June, Tesla announces that it will stop taking orders for the Roadsters in the United States as it focuses on the Model S. In July, we get word that the Fremont factory is progressing well, with the Schuler press becoming operational in manual mode, which is one of the largest hydraulic presses in the United States. We also get news that robots have been installed to move stampings between each press station. And primer robots have arrived into the facility and are being installed in the paint shop. During the 2010 episode, we mentioned that Tesla hired George Blankenship to head Tesla's store design, and by 2011, we got to see some of his work. Tesla launched their new interactive retail stores, in which customers were able to configure their cars through hands-on interactive touchscreens. The new stores were open in Santa Row in San Jose, California, and Park Meadows near Denver, Colorado.
The goal here is really to engage and inform potential customers about electric vehicles in general and the advantages of Tesla in particular. By having a very inviting, delightful store that draws people in, we can actually get to people before they've made a buying decision, and really, when they do make a buying decision, have a very pleasant experience in contrast to how most cars are sold.
As August rolls around, Tesla report Q2 earnings. Revenue continues to grow, as do their losses, due to high R&D expenses along with the fact that they're retrofitting the Fremont factory. After raising capital in June, cash on hand increases to $331 million. And Elon gives us an update on how the Beta Model S vehicles are progressing.
Yeah, we're done with the alpha phase of the vehicle in all respects, and we're now well into the beta phase. I should mention that we're planning on having a major customer event on October 1st at our Fremont factory that will allow customers to test drive the beta vehicles and also have a tour of our factory. We're sending out invitations pretty soon, but that's going to be a huge customer event, and people will have an opportunity to drive a car that is very, very close to production size, so it's 99% production design, and so that'll mark the first beta vehicles that can be driven.
It's also worth noting that during Q2, Tesla recorded approximately $31 million in revenues, selling powertrains and related components to Daimler and Toyota. The big news, however, was that Tesla signed a multi-year contract with Toyota for approximately $100 million. Under the contract, Tesla would produce and deliver entire powertrain systems to Toyota to install into their RAV4 EVs, which Toyota indicated will be available in 2012.
We've obviously signed the $100 million deal with Toyota. We're in discussions with them for a deal that is an order of magnitude larger than that.
So there you have it, a potential $1 billion deal in the works. If Toyota goes through with this deal, they will become one of the world leaders in EVs and will totally dominate the electric SUV market, as their closest competitor would be the Model X, which is still years away from going into production. So will Toyota seize this opportunity? Time will tell. In the next episode, Tesla finally showcased the Model S sedan, the car Tesla is betting their entire future on. And thank you to the Patreons that support the show, along with Bradford Ferguson from Holter Ferguson Financial. And remember, all content is opinion only and not financial advice.